All right, YouTube, if you're watching this video, you probably want to see a review on the Micro Desert Eagle. I got one right here. I'm going to talk about it. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you if I would carry this or if I would not carry this. Stay tuned for the end. I'm going to have a lot of information in this video. I hope you really enjoy it. Let's get into it. All right, YouTube, first things first, I want to show you the box and kind of what you get with it, what came with this pistol back then. This gun is discontinued. You cannot get it anymore. It is not manufactured anymore. If you find it, it will be used on the market, and good luck finding them because they're kind of rare. This one right here was fired in 09. This is when it was put out on the market. You can see that, let's see here, where's his name? Scott Monson is actually the one that went and fired and collected that shell right there. Of course, it comes with the original paperwork, everything that comes with it. Never Walk Alone, a couple NRA things, a DVD showing you extra magazines, holsters, and things like that for them. But you can't hardly get none of that no more anyway, because like I said, it's all discontinued. Just pretty much what you're going to get. If you ever do find one, this is what it's going to come like. I put those shells in there. It did not come with that. It'll come with one magazine, and it'll come with your gun. Now, what does this have anything to do with a Desert Eagle? Well, first things first. This is manufactured by Magnum Research, the same company that produces the Desert Eagle 50AE that most people are familiar with in the movies and seen on YouTube and just about anywhere around the world. Everybody knows what a Desert Eagle is. This is produced by the same exact company. Some of the similarities that this gun shares with the big Desert Eagle is that it has a lugged barrel right here. The barrel is actually lugged in place right there. I'll take it apart here in a minute and show you. It has dual guide rods on the inside, just like the big Desert Eagle does. It has two dual guide rods right through there. Not one main spring, but two dual guide rods. And of course, the main reason what it has to do with the Desert Eagle is it's manufactured by the same people and it's marked Micro Desert Eagle. Them are the three main things. Now, let's go ahead and break the gun down. I'll talk a little bit more about it and some of the reasons why I like this gun a lot. First, when you got to break it down, you got these two lines right here on the front of the barrel. Those are for you to line up. Once you have those lined up, you take your thumb right here, kind of hold down on the slide, and you're able to rotate the lug out. Once you rotate the lug out, of course, the slide will come forward. Hang on to your guide rods because they will come out of there. You don't want to lose them. There's one and there's two. Dual guide rods, just like on the big Desert Eagle. Let me slide these in here one at a time. Hang on, get in there. I'll hold that one in. Let's see here. Come here, get in that groove. There you go. See? Dual guide rods, just like on the big Desert Eagle. As I have it apart right here, you can see this. These are two buffers right there. That's actually two buffers to help cushion it some. One of the neat things about these guns, it might be a really good thing or it might be a bad thing. Let's drop the barrel out. Should fall right out of there. Well, when you want it to, it won't never do it. Ain't that funny? One thing about this gun that's kind of neat, I don't know if it's good or if it's bad. If you look at the barrel, it's kind of octagon. That's not exactly what I'm talking about. But if you look right here, there's two ports. See those two ports? Those ports are actually angled forward for the gas to escape and be blowed forward. This is actually a gas delayed blowback right here. If you look really good right there, let me get it up on frame. You can see those two burnt powder marks on the front of this slide. There's two burnt powder. Get back now. Hang on, about got a wasp on me, y'all. There's two burnt. Get back. If you look right there, there's two burnt powder marks on the front of that slide. That's where the gas is escaping and pushing forward on that slide, supposedly to slow the slide down some. I don't know if that actually works or not, but I do know that when you go to putting ports on barrels and things like that, you're losing muzzle velocity. And one thing you do not want to do is lose muzzle velocity. Hang on, let me get you on camera. We can kind of see that a little better. There you go. One thing you don't want to lose with one of these small barrels like this is muzzle velocity. This pistol is pretty heavy already. It weighs about 14 ounces. When it's fully loaded, about 16 ounces. This is a short 2-inch barrel. It's one of the shortest barrels that you can get in a small 380 like this. Let me get another one over here and we'll compare it to it. First, before I get into the comparison, we need to put the Micro Desert Eagle back together. First things first, we drop our barrel inside. Once we got our barrel inside, we rotate it over so the lug is sticking up. We grab our frame, take our guide rods. Hang on, here we go. Let me get them in there. Stick our guide rods inside, right there. Take our other guide rod, stick it inside right here. Hold them in place. Take your slide in your barrel, line everything up just like it needs to be. I don't know if I'm on camera. Let me make sure I'm on camera. Oh, make sure your barrel's up where it gets over it. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, I hope I'm on camera when I'm doing all this. Now I can flip it around. We're looking for our marks right here. We got our marks lined up. Can you see our marks? Now we're going to rotate our barrel back around in the lug where it goes. Let me back up a little bit. Rotate our barrel, just like that. Now our barrel is rotated in place. Let go of the slide. Rack it, pull the trigger. Works great. Now, let's compare it to this Ruger LCP. When you hold them up side by side, you can see how much shorter it is than the LCP. Just like I was talking about that barrel, the barrel length is so short that you're going to lose velocity out of it. This is one of the smallest 380s that you can get. It's actually smaller right there. If you put the extra clip in with the little pinky groove right there, it actually does make it a little bit about the same length as far as grip handle size. But you can obviously see it's a lot shorter. That's what you want whenever you get a pocket gun. You want a short grip and a short barrel length. The trigger guard comes all the way down to the face. Really nice design. I really like that. This is one of the smallest that you can get. The only thing comparable to this size would be a C-Camp. And the C-Camp is a 1/4 inch shorter. So about where that line is right there, that's where a C-Camp's barrel would stop. It's about a 1/4 inch shorter than this. This is one of the smallest 380s out there. If the C-Camp is the smallest, this is the second smallest. As you can see on video, this gun has a long trigger pull. Watch that long trigger pull right there, Papa. That's an 8-pound trigger. That's the only safety on this gun is the hard, long trigger pull, similar to a Ruger LCP. I know a Ruger LCP comes in somewhere around 6 pounds, something like that. This one comes in at 8 pounds, maybe even a little heavier. That is a very stiff trigger on this thing. Pretty gun. Now, let's talk about some of the reasons why you may or may not have heard of this gun right here. This gun was released in 2009. That's the same year that Ruger LCP dropped their LCP. I think that was in 2008. So in 2009, you had the Diamondback that had just dropped. You got the Ruger LCP. You got several other 380s out there that are actually lighter than this and carry the same amount of ammo. Now, you have to remember this is in 2009. Everybody wasn't making micro 9s and things like that at the time. So getting a 380 in a small package like this was a big deal back then. Most small guns were small, like my little 25s and 22s that I show on this channel. So being able to get a 380 in the size of a 25 was a big deal in 2009. One of the reasons why you might not have heard of this gun is because not only was this gun discontinued, but the price of it was outrageous. You could get this same 22 right here in 2009 for around $200. This gun right here was around $550 in 2009. So let's talk about it. You have a better trigger with the Ruger LCP. It's a softer trigger pull. 6-round capacity, 6-round capacity. A little bit longer barrel, so a little bit better muzzle velocity. Price point, God dog, boy. Man, he washes out here bad. Price point, more than half the price, because you have to remember this is in 2008. So this gun being around $200 would be about $300 in today's money. This gun being $550, that puts you at about $850 in today's money. Almost $1,000. By the time you bought an extra magazine for it, you was at $1,000. That is a lot of money for a small 380. I believe that had some of the reason why this pistol didn't do so good. Magnum Research won't release the number that they had on these. They just say they were discontinued about 2010. They launched them in 2009. If they were discontinued in 2010, that's only about a year run. I'm not sure how many of these they made in that year run. I'm glad I got one. They're getting harder to find. Like I said, they don't make them. They ain't made them in over 15 years, and they're not going to make them anymore. So if you find one, you might want to pick it up. Strictly for a collector piece. The main reasons why I don't carry this is I'm finna show y'all later on in the video when we get into some velocity tests. So let's go over some of the reasons why we think it failed. 1, heavy. 2, bad velocities. 3, expensive. I believe the main reason why this failed was because of the price. People weren't trying to pay that kind of money for a pocket pistol like this. You could almost afford 3 of those Ruger LCPs for the price of one of these. No reason it didn't make it. Now, just because I'm saying this gun failed doesn't mean I think it's a failure. I think it does what it's supposed to do. And I think it's a cool design. I think it's a pretty gun. I sure do. But I just think there are better options out there. And I see why this gun didn't last very long for sale. One thing about these ports I do know, I don't know if they slow down the slide or not, but I know when you start letting gas expand and leave out of the barrel, you're losing velocity. Add that to a 2-inch barrel, we're definitely losing velocity. How much foot per second are we losing? I ain't sure. I've seen anywhere from 100 to 300 foot per second. If you're losing that much velocity, you know what else you lose? Stopping power. Let's see how the plate swings with this little 380. All right, let's take the Micro Eagle. Let's put it on some steel down there, and let's see if we lose stopping power with them ports in that barrel. All right, YouTube, take a look at this. This is the bullet that we're using. I want y'all to know I was able to find a couple down there. Out of the shots we fired, that's what they look like. That's what they look like after they've been fired. But I also found this down there too. And if you look at it, it's got a little detent right there. It was laying right on the ground beside these other ones. So that's the same bullet right there. It must have hit it and it ricocheted straight down in the dirt and didn't even hit a good solid hit. It must have had a little keyholing going on. That's what the rounds look like from about 7 yards. Oop, I dropped that in. Tell me down in the comments, would you like to see more testing with this little Micro Desert Eagle? Some more penetration tests so we can see exactly what happened here? Let me know down in the comments. So I asked you at the beginning of this video, would I carry this gun? I hope you stay tuned to the end, and now you can see my reasoning why. I don't think I would carry this gun, 1, because of the hard trigger pull and how hard it is for me to stay on target. 2, the weight of it. There's other options out here that are lighter. 3, the rarity of it. If it was to malfunction on me or tear up, I don't know if I'd ever be able to get parts for it. For that reason alone, I put it in the safe as a safe queen because it's kind of rare. 3, definitely not. Even though the port system there to slow down the slide is a very neat thing, losing the gases like you do from 100 to 300 foot per second, a loss, I'm guessing, it's not worth it. You lose your penetration power. All in all, in design, I think it's a great idea. I think it looks great. I think it's beautiful. But for everyday carry, I just can't do it. Do I still love the Micro Desert Eagle? Of course. If you find one, should you get it? I think so. This is cool. Just like its big brother, the Desert Eagle, this is cool. I like this. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something from it. Let me know down in the comments, would you carry this gun after this video? And if you'd like to see more videos on this gun, drop an eagle down in the comments so I can see it. And I'll post more shorts with this gun. Thanks again for everybody that's watching. I appreciate every one of y'all. Thanks again to all my channel members and all my subs. And shout out to everybody that's subbed to this video. Catch y'all on the next one. I'm out here. Peace. Because of the ban pistol act, all the rights to it and all the what's that shit called, patents, ports in this small barrel really significantly, and started making them themselves, labeled. Sure,